and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ollie signing in. Now, if this is your first time of being here, I want to say welcome to my YouTube channel. Sit back, relax. I have cool gist for you. Don't forget to check my other videos, like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you're an already existing subscriber, you're the real OG. You're the reason why I can still look at the camera every day. Today, I'm going to be taking us through an emotional thread I saw on Twitter. So, this guy, Tunde Onakoya, is doing amazing things in the slum in Lagos. Now, let's check out the thread. I'm going to be sharing pictures and I'm going to be doing a voiceover for the rest of this video. Sit back and pack your tissues, like keep your tissues close to you because you're going to be shedding tears. And if you really like this video, do well to give it a thumbs up, do well to share. Don't forget to stop by Twitter and give a thumbs up to this guy who is making all these things possible. So his first tweet was made on the 19th of February 2021, and Tunde goes, I met the little boy in this video a couple of months ago on my way home from work. It was raining heavily. I had just alighted on my bus stop when I spotted him picking scrap from the floor into a sack. He was undeterred by the downpour. I walked up to him and took him to a shed. He was shivering terribly and spoke very incoherently. He had very yellow eyes with a lot of facial scars, which is quite disturbing for a boy that young. He couldn't have been more than 10 years old, but he had the eyes of one who had been through the terrible rigors of life. I asked if he was hungry and he nodded in the affirmative. So I got some food and took him to the community health care center where he was diagnosed with blood infection and malaria. We got the required medication and my friend took him home. These pictures were taken on that day. This is a picture of the young boy on that day. I couldn't stop thinking about him when I got home that night. I had just recently moved to Ikorodu that month so I could be closer to a chess project we had running in the Majidun slum community, so I knew that was the reality of many children there. I couldn't help everyone. I put up the picture I had taken on that day on my WhatsApp status and asked people to donate some money so we could get him new clothes and a sandal at the very least. A few friends reached out and we got him new clothes and some really cool kicks to match. We set out to where they live to give the boy the new clothes and maybe even meet his family. We met the father who also wore very tattered clothes. My heart sunk. They lived in one of the worst places I had ever seen in my life. This was their home, a zinc container on a river. It was a deplorable sight to say the least. They had no furniture save for a wooden mat and a little stove on the floor. They had to bathe and defecate in the river. We met the boy bathing in the river. We sat on the floor to discuss with the boy's father when a little skinny girl walked in with a basket of fishes. She had just returned from hawking fish the entire day. Her name was Odunayo. She was the boy's elder sister. The man explained in his Yoruba dialect that he was a petty fisherman. He also sold firewood on the side as he only made very little money from his fish business. It was hard to tell how old he was. He had very yellow eyes too and terrible wrinkles. I asked about his wife. His wife died 3 years ago from malaria. She was pregnant. He had a 3-year-old son who also died from malaria just the day before. They both died in that zinc container because he didn't have enough money to take them to the hospital while they were sick. I cried. I couldn't help but think that both lives could have been saved with as little as 10,000 naira, $20. There was no one to help them. He didn't know what to do, so he watched them die while trying to self-medicate out of ignorance with herbal concoctions. For them, going to the hospital was a luxury reserved only for the rich people. I could relate to this. Throughout my entire childhood, we never went to a hospital. It didn't matter how sick we were. It was always herbal treatment or the local nurse who treated us. The boy Sunday and his sister Odunayo were the only ones left with their father. Sunday was 9 years old but had never seen the four walls of a classroom before. Odunayo, 12 years, had to drop out from primary 1 so she could help the family out by hawking fish on the street. Now, here are the pictures of the two of them, the brother and the sister. The man complained bitterly about how he worked really hard but could only earn enough to feed himself and his children. He desired for them to be educated. I also observed that the man wasn't in the best mental state of mind. He had been dealt the worst odds life had to offer. We only thought to bring Sunday new clothes, but this was an even greater tragedy. I knew this was a horrible crisis and the family needed sustainable help. I had seen poverty and suffering before, but I have never experienced it like this. You only hear stories like this in movies. I knew my own financial limitations and there was only very little I could do to help their situation. So I drew up a plan on how best to help them and reached out to a couple of friends who could share the financial burden. This was the summary. 1. Relocate them to a new apartment in different location. 2. Enroll the kids Sunday and Odunayo in a private boarding school. 3. Support the family with monthly stipends. 4. Help their father set up his fishing business with more capital and a better business structure. 5. Get them health insurance. The search for an apartment was a long and arduous task, but we finally sorted it out and paid a year's rent. Their new home is a mini flat in a very serene environment with good security and hygiene. We're still trying to put more things in place before they move in next week. I shared this family story on radio a couple of weeks ago as a guest on at Leo Nigerians, and a lot of kind-hearted Nigerians reached out to support. We raised about 100,000 naira, $200 to get food items for them. Nigerians are amazing people. Sunday has lived a tough life. He missed out on the innocence of being a child and had to grow up on the streets. He is very notorious in the community for causing trouble. He was badly beaten once for stealing a dog and selling it so he could buy food to eat. Hence the scars. I visited them today to teach them how to play chess and prepare them for their first classroom experience as they'll be starting school next week Monday on a full ride scholarship courtesy Chess in the Slums. They were unfamiliar with letters of the alphabet at first, but that's okay. For kids who had never been to school before, they showed great aptitude for chess today, and I have no doubt that their future holds great promises for them. Making up for the lost years would not be easy, but we will make sure their future isn't one without imagination. It was a beautiful day for so many reasons, but one thing that stood out was how they found happiness in the very little things. They never missed an opportunity to smile so cheerfully or laugh out loud. It was cool to see their friends come cheer and learn with them too. They are not completely out of the woods yet, and they still need a lot of help and support to keep this going. I have compiled a list of things they will need right now and in the nearest future. Please send a DM if you wish to support this in any capacity. I'm truly humbled by their reactions. If you're in Nigeria, you can donate to this. So he set up a GoFundMe account and then he put an account for Chess in the Slum so that people could donate. About a year later, January 2022. About a year ago, I found this boy in the slums of Ikorodu picking scrap from the floor. I adopted him and he has lived with me ever since. Today is his first day at school. Can you imagine? This was the boy before 2021, January or February, and this is him in 2022, January. Can you beat that? He aced his entrance examination and will be starting from primary 1. I took these pictures exactly 1 year ago when I visited their home to give Sunday and his sister Odun new clothes. The girl lives with my mom now and will be starting school tomorrow too. He's so good at chess too. This was Sunday and his sister in 2021, about a year ago, and can you beat that? This is Sunday in 2022 January and he is starting school and he's so good at chess. Can you beat that? All because somebody did something. It's the first day of the rest of their lives, so I had to send this note to their teachers. It's the first day of the rest of their lives, and I thought to share a few things concerning Odunayo on Sunday with you. Teach them that they've got the whole world in their hands and they have the power to create their own future. Teach them that it is possible to do great things from a small place. Teach them not to be afraid to make mistakes and fail over and over again. Teach them to be curious and question everything. Remember that if they are not learning the way that you teach them, then you must teach them in the way they can learn. Help them develop a love for learning so they can always look forward to the next class. Teach them to be kind, patient, and loving. Teach them about the wonder of books and how they can explore the world through pages. Teach them to have faith in their own ideas. Remember to never give up on them because their future might depend on it. Yours sincerely, Tunde Onakoya. Oh my world, what a beautiful story that is. Thank you so much, Mr. Tunde Onakoya. I will pray that God continues to bless you and expand your project, Chess in the Slum. Whatever you lay your hands to do will continue to prosper. Now, head over to his Twitter handle is there at Tunde Onakoya. Head over there, you would see the account for donations and how you can, go fund me so you can do your part. Now, don't forget that we are all humans. We're first humans, and this story gives me hope in humanity. Help someone today. Lend a helping hand. It might just as well come back to you. Thank God for someone like Tunde. And I know that there are so many Tundes out there. Do not be deterred by how bad things can get around here. Just keep pushing and do your best. Give a helping hand, and God will continue to bless you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do well to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until I see you next time, this is Oli signing out. Have a beautiful day.